2020, we're in the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter of this tough game. The ratings are through the roof. Boy, oh boy. All right.
Yeah, everybody take a drink. We're about to dive into 2020.
Give a little shout out again. Enjoy it.
How is 2020 going to end? Chris, how is 2020 going to end?
Okay. I have a very specific prediction for you guys. So you ready? Strap in. Here we go. Okay. We'll take it back to football. Just a couple days ago, I was watching my favorite football team. We talk about, I mentioned them here quite a bit, the Pitt Panthers. Love them. They don't always love me back. So I was watching their most recent game, and as it was unfolding, I was like, oh, this is probably how 2020 is going to go. So I understand most of our listeners don't follow Pitt. Good for you. This is how the game went, okay? Pitt had to kick a 58-yard field goal to send the game into overtime, which they did. And then in overtime, to tie it and send it to a second overtime, all Pitt had to do was score a touchdown, kick an extra point. They scored the touchdown, and they missed the extra point and lost the game. And I feel like that, if I had to make a prediction for how the fourth quarter of 2020 is going to go, I feel like it might look something like that, okay? I feel like things are going to improve here over the next couple months. I feel like we're going to see progress with COVID, see progress with a vaccine, and things seem like they're moving in the right direction. But man, I feel like there's one little hiccup left in 2020. I don't know what it's going to be, but I don't feel good about it. I feel like every month it's been something. So 2020 is not going to let us go without like one final, or you're going to remember me for the rest of your lives. I don't know if it's like the vaccine gets stalled, or if there's, outbreaks during flu season, or like maybe we were just talking about the NFL, like maybe the NFL season ends up getting canceled because of outbreak. I don't know. I think something weird's going to happen, guys. I think we're going to get some positive momentum, and then I don't know. I don't feel great. I really don't feel great.
That was so painful, Chris. The same kicker that made the most unbelievable field goal of his entire career missed the easiest kick that he has each and every week, the extra point.
It brought me joy to read the game recap, because I read that like if I were watching this Pitt game, which I watch lots of Pitt games, it would have never happened like that. Like Pitt would have won. Pitt would have absolutely won if I would have watched that game, because there's no way I could get that much joy out of a Pitt loss. There's no nobody, no one running the show upstairs could have ever let that happen to me. But man, that was something fun to read.
The other twist was, Chris, was that after they kicked that 58-yard field goal to tie it and presumptuously send it to overtime, Boston College, their opponent, got the ball back with a minute and change left with like no timeouts. Pitt's got a great defense, and they couldn't even stop them. And they had a chance to win it with no time left, and thankfully missed a field goal. So there was even that little tease in there, that extra layer. It was just, man, if that's how 2020 ends,
Man, if you want to dig even deeper into the parallels of Pitt Boston College and the way 2020 is going to end, Pitt's quarterback like broke his ankle during the game, and like he scored the touchdown to in overtime to all they needed was that extra point. He's like limping over he was just like us. He's just like the regular American in 2020, like limping your way to the finish line, giving it everything you have, and then something that you can't control like that, man. It's just, that's how I see it. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your predictions for the fourth quarter of 2020?
Oh, I think it's more like this game ending, okay? So I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, right? Cleveland Browns fan.
Equally painful.
Equally painful. Probably worse. And this is the game that I always think about whenever people are like, oh man, the Browns are doing well. And I'm like, I only root for them to win 5 games, and then whatever else happens after that, we'll just see how it goes, right? Like I can only get so excited about my Cleveland Browns. It's because of this game where Matt Stafford scored a touchdown with one arm on an untimed down. Okay, he separated his shoulder on the play before, and they called a roughing the passer penalty, right? So on the there were no time left. So on time down, you get to play the next play. So that's how the Lions scored and they beat the Browns. And I was like, this happened in 2009, and they got beat by a one-armed quarterback on an untimed down. That's when I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. After that happened, and I feel that is how 2020 is going to go. I think things are going to get better. I think a lot of people are going to be happy. The president is, I think we're going to change here. But then I also think that he may not leave the White House. He may say that it was fraud. So we're going to have to deal with a lot of that talk at the end of 2020. I have a feeling that flu season is going to be bad and we're not going to know if flu is COVID or not. But then I think that, I think there's going to be a lot of progression with the vaccine. Maybe they're going to say January 1st, the vaccine is going to happen. But to get to January 1st, it's going to be tough. And I think we're going to have lots of ups and downs to get there. And then, I don't know. New Year's Eve might be just super weird. We all may just stay home. Just everybody stay home. I don't know. It's going to be a weird one.
I've got some similarities in my theory from what you're both saying. Have you ever seen the movies Armageddon or Independence Day? Not quite.
Okay.
Not at all. Dan? You're like, kind of similar. Have you ever seen the world explode?
So I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. That's where we got.
I won't go that far, but how I see it, we're using all these sports analogies where it's just a team with no real future, right? Your quarterback is a rookie starting quarterback. You threw him in there. He's just shitting all over the bed. Nothing is going right. You're being blown out by every single team. And then there's just this one game late in the season. You got maybe 4 weeks left, right? The last quarter of the season's coming up. We're in the fourth quarter, so it's the last quarter of the season. And you're bringing in this veteran quarterback that you have. Maybe we'll give a shout out to our dude, Alex Smith, who made an unbelievable recovery to come back and actually played in an NFL game. If you haven't looked up that story, you absolutely need to. But you bring him in just to see just to change things up. You fired your head coach. You fired your general manager, a la the Atlanta Falcons this past week. You need to just make some change. And you start to see a little bit of something. You're getting blown out in games, but there's third and fourth quarters. You're starting to see some progress. You're starting to see some offense. You're starting to see some defense. You're really starting to see the team come together. Special teams making some special plays, not missing extra points, making those field goals. And you're getting a little bit there. You're not winning games, but you're seeing hope. And that is the key to next season. As a Cleveland Browns fan, Didi, I'm sure you can relate to that word and that, idea a lot, where a season has been lost, but you're always looking forward to, okay, next year though, this is what we got. We're building off of this next year. So that next quarterback, that veteran guy, that new head coach, the new GM, new coordinators, you cleaned house, and you're seeing just enough of that little bit of hope to say, we can be competitive. We can get back on top. We're going to have normalcy again in our future. We're going to have a vaccine. We're going to be able to get together. We'll be able to drink each other's beer without worrying where each other have been the last couple of days. We're going to see a little bit of hope towards normalcy. And that is how the fourth quarter will end. Maybe not getting that win, maybe not getting over the hump, but there's enough hope there to bring 2021 to make it a phenomenal year.
Dan, see, that right there is how I feel like that is how normal Browns fans feel. Because we have some, shouts to Pete, shouts to Ryan, shouts to Ryan, shouts to Dinah, shouts to those guys. They all have a lot of hope.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Browns, they have all that hope up there with the Browns. I don't have that. And that is honestly how I feel about America. Because I'm like, regardless what changes, I don't think anything is going to be better. I don't. We get 2 8-year-olds running for president. Does that just say that's the new Browns head coach or the new GM? Doesn't matter. They've been terrible for 20-something years. Who cares? You know? I don't see anything changing.
Maybe Bears fans are better to relate to, where you gave Mitchell Trubisky a shot. It was a guy that you didn't really know if he could do it. He had a little bit of experience doing something else, and you gave him a shot, and time and time again, he has let you down. So you sign someone that's been to the big dance before, Nick Foles, you bring him in, all of a sudden you start winning a couple of games and say, okay, we got our guy for at least the next couple of years before his career runs dry. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, Dan, you missed an opportunity to run for president because I got inspired by what you were saying. And that's more inspiring that's the most inspiring thing I've heard. I have not heard anything that good from either of the candidates thus far. But I felt like I was in the locker room at halftime. And man, I'm ready to go in the second half. Let's go. Like,
wow.
I don't know if anything you said is true, but I'm motivated.
Right.
And isn't that all we want, right? We just want somebody to motivate us. Like, I don't know if what you're saying is true.
Hope, realistic hope. Let's go. We got this. We literally can't get. Never mind. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. I'm not even going to say that sentence.
Yeah.
It's going to get better. Fourth quarter, Nick Foles, baby.
Dude, I am literally looking at the vaccine like it's Odell Beckham. Like, just give, it's just that one thing that I want to go right. It goes right every once in a while.
Yeah.
Team still sucks, but we get that one thing. Odell's the vaccine. Odell's good for a highlighted game. Just give me the vaccine. I just want that one highlight. Everything else, my hopes aren't high.
It's gonna be a wild finish. It's going to be a wild finish. I'm going to celebrate January 1, 2021 like it's been no other year just because we get to flip the freaking calendar because I've got that hope. That's all I'm looking for. Change the calendar, rip the sheets, burn it, throw that thing in the garbage. I can't wait.
God, you should write speeches for Joe Biden. I want to hear Joe Biden say that. You're like, just listen, just rip 2020, just throw away everything, just burn it, do all those things, start over again.
We've got 2021, the year of hope.
Wow. Listen, wow. Just we got to get Dan's face on, like, you remember the Obama Hope and Change, like the picture?